Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
You can see I'm streaming from my phone again. If you're thinking my hair's looking weird, I've got it in like a little ponytail because I've been busy today, as in baking.
Mm,
So Mr. P can vouch that uh,
yummy.
eh?
Yummy.
Yes, we've taste tested the yeah, you tell me and I'll tell you.
Apple turnovers.
Yeah, apple turnovers. My mind went blank then for a minute. I couldn't think what I was trying to say. So no, I haven't had a haircut. Hello, karate. How are you?
What is it? Hello,
So
lad.
so yes, I've been quite busy. I've done mince pies. I've done dozen mince pies. I've done 3 dozen maids of honour, and I've done apple turnovers as well. So I've been a busy bee today. So obviously it's warm in the kitchen, so I just tied my hair back a little bit, as you can see, like a little ponytail. So because it was quite warm in there. Hiya, Johnny Five.
Hello, lad.
She says Johnny, but not Johnny. It's me, Tracy. Hiya, Tracy. How are you?
Tracy.
No 5 golden rings.
What?
What do you want? Blood, karate?
Uh,
He said,
that's that already. Sliced the finger off.
yeah, I've got a paw.
I'm sharing at the moment.
Yeah. As you can see, this is the second plaster and the blood's still coming through. So, sorry about that. So yeah, and what it was is the fact that I've got one of these counter ob things, and I were doing the apples. She likes doing the apples and everything, and I'd done that, and I picked the ob up to put it on the floor to cool it down, and it must have had a sharp edge on it. So I sliced my finger. Chris thought, because how much it were bleeding, he thought I'd got to go to A&E. So, yeah. As you can see, it's still a little bit bloody. Sorry about that.
I'm
What you
still
say,
sharing.
too graphic. So yes, same as I says to Chris, the things I do for Christmas baking. So yeah, I've done all I'm going to do. Let's just put it that way. Um, what have you done, Plonk?
We are even looking.
Yeah, how did you know?
I'm still sharing it.
So yes, as I've just been explaining, Bella, I I've made some apple turnovers, and like me single ob thing that I put on the worktop. I did. I will use. I owned. Hiya, Mike. How are you? I put the hob thing on the counter to do the apples, and it's like you had brown sugar and you had cinnamon and everything, and it's like it makes the apples caramelized. Well, after I'd done that, I unplugged the hob and everything, and it does get really hot. Hiya, Thomas. How are you? I've done.
Hey,
I've
hello.
I've done your trick, Thomas. That's second plaster I've had on it. So yeah, uh, it gets really hot. So what I do is I unplug it and everything, and I move it onto the floor to cool down. Well, it must have had a sharp edge on it, and as I put it on the floor, it sliced my finger open. Um, Chris thought we were having to go to the A&E because it. This is the second plaster, and it's still coming through. Look, the blood's still coming through on my finger. So so yeah, it's you know, it looks worse than what it is, really. But it was bleeding quite a bit. So, you know. Yeah, right. I don't have to touch a sword. I can cut myself, or, you know, without touching a sword. So, but yeah. Same as I say, Chris says I should come with an health warning, really.
National health warning. Watch out, Jeanette saying.
Oh dear, it's like one of them things where, you know, if it can happen, it will, you know, and it, of course it's got to happen to me.
And it did.
You should have taken it. Well, funny you should say that, Bella. But I was in there rolling the pastry out, and the phone rang, and I said, Chris says, "Oh, it's an 0114 number." I says, "It's either doctors or chemist." So anyway, I says, "Answer it." He says he saves it happening to me. It's your turn next, Thomas. So yeah. So I'm there up to my neck in flour and rolling pastry out and everything. And he says, "Oh, it's an 0114 number." And I says, "It's one, it's either doctors, or two, it's the chemist." So anyway, he answers it, and it was the chemist saying that me support thingamajigs is ready. So yeah, basically, my support thing is ready. Chris said, "You've been a busy bee on me too out shopping. I got to go Leeds tomorrow." Basically, we've just got to drop some presents off for his mum and dad. We were going to go today, but Chris was expecting a delivery.
Woohoo.
It's his present that I've bought him. It's another lens for his camera. But then he got an email saying it weren't going to be delivered till the 30th. But he'd already got an email saying it were being delivered to couriers. So, you know, it were either way. But then a knock come on the door, and it were the bloke, you know. So he's got it. So that's it.
No.
No.
Oh, have you...
Yes, I've sellotaped it. He did open it just to check, and as you can see, he's bought it from the Bitchy Sharp Foundation. So it is
charity work.
Yeah, it is from a charity.
That's my good deed done for the
Yeah.
year.
Shops were nuts down here, people buying up for 5 years. Well, this is it. Same as I said to Chris. I says, what we ain't got, that's it, you know. So, you know, this on my YouTube, it keeps doing the same thing over and over again, where I'm saying hello.
Refresh it.
I have done once.
Oh, then. It's alright on here.
So,
I bet I know why. I bet it's I bet it's because I'm gonna move you a minute. That's probably resting on a
key.
On a key that
It's still resting on that.
I know, but it's trying to do it so it's not pressing on anything. Are we all right now?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, you're back to normal.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I can't say it's back to normal.
We're never normal.
It's all right. I've got the phone because because me StreamYards don't actually refresh again till Boxing Day. I have to go via the phone. So I can see the comments. It's put me on like a little tripod, but I've got to rest it on the laptop, you see. So it were like it must have been resting on a key, and it was just like, I'm getting there, Pixie. So yeah, so you know, I've done what I'm doing. I'm not doing any more baking because they'll only go to waste. We did another good deed today. Hey, we've got Amjad.
Hey.
I did another good deed today. Chris went next door, gave Ivy a Christmas card, and he sent a mince pie and a maids of honour round. So basically, you know, we come back and she says she thanks you very much. You know, she appreciates that you thought about her. So I says it's only a mince pie and a maids of honour, but you know, that's what neighbours do, isn't it?
EastEnders, are you mad, lad?
So, you know, it were only a mince pie and a maids of honour. So, you know, it's a case of, you know, we get on, you know, and she's sometimes asks us to do her a favour, or we ask her to do a favour, you know, and it's like that, you know what I mean? So, it's Tracy that's on Johnny Fives. It ain't actually Johnny. It's where's my Budweiser, Pixie?
It's going down my throat.
So, oh God, you'd have laughed on when were it Saturday night?
What's that?
I don't get this steampunk things. I'm just come to terms with hangouts. Oh, it's StreamYard, Bella.
Oh, don't confuse poor girl.
So, so yeah, but because we're using the free version, you're only allowed 20 hours per month. And Friday I went live via the hiya Joey, how are you? Always is doing his weights. So yeah, so you only allowed these 20 hours, and when I set the stream up for Friday night, I checked and I run 19 and a half. So that's why I went via the phone on Friday evening. So so basically, and it don't refresh until Boxing Day. So, you know, once Boxing Day's come and gone, I'll be back on StreamYard, you see. So, so yeah, it makes it a lot easier because I'm on the phone, but I've got the chat on the laptop, because obviously when you go in via your phone, the comments soon disappear. So I ain't like missing anybody, and anybody turning around and saying, oh, you know, did you see me comment? And you know, oh, I'm glad you're getting better anyway. So I've been doing my Christmas baking and sliced my finger. This is second plaster, and as you can see, the blood's still coming through the plaster, but it's at least it's not spurting out, and my finger end of my finger's not hanging off. So yes, and they had to sample, because see, the last thing I thought, I'll leave the apple turnovers till last. Tomorrow I need to get out of bed at 8:30 because at 9 I am off shopping Tesco with my auntie. Oh,
We've done that.
yeah, we've done what we're doing. Chris had a last minute present to buy, and it was for Callum. So what makes you say that, Joey? You know, I mean, if it's, you know, if you don't mind me asking, you're going to town. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, Sheffield's the same. I'm okay. I thought I was coming down with Chris's cold actually, because all day yesterday I was sneezing like there were no tomorrow. Hiya, Frugal, how are you? And same to you, Merry Christmas. Drones. How's my finger? Well, it's still bleeding a little bit. This is the second plaster I've had on. The end of my finger's still attached. So I says to Chris, it can only happen to me. I don't celebrate Christmas because I am a Muslim. We have lamb chops, roast chicken and chips for dinner on Christmas Day. Well, that's it.
Well, we like lamb chops.
So yeah. So as I say, I made mince pie. Well, I did the mince pies yesterday. I did 2 dozen mince pies. I've done 3 dozen maids of honour today. And I thought, well, I'll leave the apple turnovers till last because they're a bit more complicated than the others, because you like have to cut the he says, I know the true story. Jeanette poked Pixie in the eye. So and if she did, there would be no one to celebrate with. Project Dorton, my brother-in-law and his wife hate me, so they don't come up. But some, as I say, I left the apple turnovers till last because they're a bit more complicated. I had to cut all the apples up, peel, core them, and then you like have to caramelise them, and then you've obviously got to roll the pastry out. So they're a bit more complicated, and it's the first time I've ever done apple turnovers. So I thought, well, I'll leave them till last. I'll leave the difficult one till last. So that's what I did. So, your mother. So basically, I caramelised the apples first, and I've got one of these like a single hob. Save me keep going backwards and forwards to the cooker. I could put it on the yeah, well, Chris were on about he might go live tomorrow, it being Christmas Eve. So
I'm going to be sober.
So we were talking about it today. He says, are you going live Monday and Tuesday? And I says, well, I don't know yet. So he says, well, I might go live. So yeah. So it's a case to waiting and seeing, really. Yeah. Tracy says you might. I think she means them Steri-Strip things. Yeah. But it were quite a deep gash. Same as I say, the way it were bleeding, Chris thought, hey, might have to go to A&E, because he said to me, it looks like it might want to stitch, to be honest with you. And I says, oh, I ain't got time to go to A&E. You know what I mean? So when he put the first plaster on, I says, make sure you put it on tight, and then it'll probably stop the bleeding. So anyway, it were all like coming through the plaster. So I says to him, I says, well, when I've done what I've got to do, heck, if I had the money, I would up across the pond and come visit you all for Christmas. Well, same as I've always said. You
only got the airfare to pay.
Yeah. You know, we've got a spare room, so don't stitch super glue. But, hey, we've got Gordo in.
Gordo.
So, yes. So, yes. So, same as I say, Chris was saying, oh, by the looks of it, he says it looks like it could do a stitch. And I says, I'm too busy. I ain't got time to be sitting down at A&E for God knows how long. No, it's a pressure sore from my mask. Okay then, Steve, thank you for coming in, and have a nice Christmas. So, so yeah, no, it isn't. It's like, it's where my mask goes. And before I had my new mask, and it's what they call like pressure sore, because that's where the mask sits, and I lie on that side as well. Oh, super glue was originally created for sticking wounds together in surgeries. Yeah, it's I do have a CPAP machine, and same as I say, it's like just a nasal one, but that's where the thing is. Obviously, I lie on that side as well, so it's. Hiya, George. How are you? So yeah, so I lay on that side as well, and it were like a blister to start with, and I couldn't understand where it had come from. So basically, I sort of Googled it and everything. Hey, Moda Food and Travel, Merry Christmas to you too. All I do with super glue is stick my fingers together. Merry Christmas to you, Mona, as well. Okie dokie. Yeah, I thought it was created to glue Chris's gob shut. Chance to be a fine thing, Bella. Oh dear, but same as I say, he wanted me to go down to A&E, and I says, oh, I ain't got time for none of that, malarkey, just stick a plaster on, it'll be all right. Merry Christmas to you too, George.
What do you mean it's true that there's not enough glue?
But yeah, Chris is going up to fetch me sexy stockings tomorrow. Not because I had to laugh when she were measuring me for them. She says, right, she says, what colour do you want them in? I says, well, what choices have I got? And she says, black or tan. I went, nah, let me think. No, you're not putting no pictures on Facebook, Mr. P. Or that lens is going in bin. Oh, apple pie and custard for Kate tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Just keep it clean.
Yeah, the apple turnovers were gorgeous, Amjad. It was the first time I'd ever made them. And Chris, well, I'll start again. Yesterday for pudding, I thought, I'm fed up of either cobbler, apple pie, or apple crumble. So I was looking through my recipes, and yeah, I will do, Tracy. I mean, I've always got my hands in water anyway. But funny thing is, went to Home Bargains yesterday, and I picked some Savlon up for that as well, because it don't seem to be healing. Anyway, so I picked some Savlon up, and I don't know whether it were a premonition or what, but I picked some Savlon up. So what I'll do is, before I go to bed, I'll put a different plaster on, but I'll put some Savlon on it. So anyway, back to the story. I was thinking, now what can I do? It says Johnny said I. So yeah. So I'm looking through my recipes, and I came across this. It's like a lemon tart, but it's like a digestive biscuit base, and then you make. It's like not like Well, it ain't like a lemon meringue type of thing, but you use condensed milk, lemon juice, lemon zest, obviously sugar and whatever. And obviously you crush the biscuits up, and but Chris sat there yesterday afternoon because he likes anything lemony. He likes lemon meringue.
I don't like eating lemons.
Kerosene.
What's kerosene?
I don't know, because we
I've heard of it, I just don't know what it is.
get you with your tongue bar. Yeah. I've had that done since Callum were a baby, and he's 17. Ben Garner.
Oh.
So yeah, I had that done like when Callum were a baby, and obviously he's 17 now, so that's how long I've had it done. He was Pullis's number 2 at West Brom.
Oh, nice one.
So yeah, so it went down a storm, and Mr. P scored it 9.5 out of 10. You know, in a close second to the lemon drizzle. So it went down a storm yesterday, and never only just noticed. Yeah. Well, it's
coming on here.
yeah. But yeah, same as I say, anything to do with lemon, and Chris loves it. It was somewhat different, if you know what I mean. It were like a digestive biscuit base, but then like it were condensed milk, and you put it in oven for about 10, 12 minutes, and then take it out, and then it sort of like sets. So yeah, so Chris really enjoyed it immensely. So it was something different, weren't it?
Yeah.
It was something different, to either a sponge pudding, a crumble, apple pie, or a cobbler. You know what I mean? And I got the lemons anyway, so yeah. I tend to. I tell you what I do buy, Amjad. If I'm making pastry, I buy the block type. But as to do what one called Best for Baking. Now they do the margarine in tubs, but they also do the block type. Now, if I'm making a cake, I use the tub margarine. Or if I'm doing pastry, I use the block type. So, but it's Asda's own mech, and it's called Best for Baking. So no, it's not Stork. It's well, I can imagine what she said, Bella. It starts in F and ends in F.
So for Boxing Day, and how many days away is it?
Not bloody Tasda again. Guess who?
Best that don't wake it.
But yeah, I swear by it, because when it does exactly what it says on tin. It is best for baking. It says it won't be. And I swear by it, and it's like for a 1 kilo tub, it's about £1.55. So yeah, but they do it in the block type as well. So if I'm making like a pastry or tarts or things like that, and it calls for it to be rubbed in, I use the block type. But I buy both. So it comes in a tin. No, it's just a metaphor, if you know what a metaphor is. Becky uses stalk. We see, I came across this when we were in Asda, and because it says best for baking, that's basically why I bought it. And I've not had no disasters, let's put it that way. But I buy both because if I'm making pastry, I just, when you have to rub it into the, into the flour. I don't think I have, Amjad. But anyway, I suppose Tesco's, does she not get feathers in the pastry? Stalk. Oh, pardon me. Yeah. But yeah, and since I started using this best for baking, I've never looked back really. But it all depends sort of, like for cakes you've got to have it at room temperature, and for pastry, and that's why I buy both. I use that best for baking. Yeah, well, I'm not going to say anything to that. There's no reply to that. Classify normal.
We ain't normal.
But yeah, so same as I say, I buy both. I buy the block form, and I buy the the tub, you know what I mean. So it all same as I say, with making cakes, I use the tub kind because I buy kilogram tubs, but I also use the block if I've got to make pastry. But I'm not a fan of lard, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of lard, but it does just as well just with this, What I don't get is, when you eggs in the butter and sugar mix, it curdles. Yeah, well, you see, obviously, because see, it says on most recipes that you have to beat it. I use the ready-made cake type. But yeah, it's
Beef dripping, I don't think so.
It's like you've got to mix the butter until it's light and airy, and add the eggs one at a time. Now, Mary Berry's chocolate sponge and Victoria sandwich, she just bungs everything in, and yeah. Mary Berry does the all-in-one method where you just chuck everything in, and it just turns out as well. I mean, when I made the Maids of Honor today, I basically did a Victoria sponge because it's pastry, a spoonful of jam, and then you put like a sponge on top. So basically, I did the Victoria sponge, but it says 8 ounces of flour, butter, and sugar, but I only did 6 ounces because I didn't know whether 8 ounces would be too much. So I just did, it says 4 eggs, and I only used 3, but it turned out fine. I mean, the just the 1 spoon. What a jam. But yeah, I mean, I only put like 1 teaspoon of jam in because obviously you've got to take dripping on toast. Ugh, I used to hate dripping, especially that brown jelly stuff. It used to turn my stomach. Ugh. But anyway, same as I say, big spoon. But it's like you've got to imagine that there's a pastry, then there's a spoonful of jam, and then you've got to put like sponge on top. So, but yeah, I mean, if Chris wants to go and show you, they've turned out fine. you know.
One of apple turnovers.
I am a sexy lass. My name's Johnny
They're
Five.
obviously on
Yeah.
the account.
Oh,
I must say, Tracy, you're looking awfully hot tonight with that bald patch on top of your head.
well, you see, the thing is, Amjad, I've got stainless steel cups, because you see the recipe for the apple, like to caramelize the apples, that were in America. But I've got stainless steel, like, you know, half a cup, 3/4 of a cup, 1 cup, and
Yeah.
I have a great ass, and they the apple turnovers. Look,
And it's like,
you see the size of that?
it don't give you justice on camera.
No. What about maids of honour? So
Maid of honour.
yeah, so yeah. I mean, if nobody knows what a maid of honour is, Amjad says they look delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris says they can vouch. They do. We had after we'd had his tea. A walk at you. I have to make do with plastic cups.
So,
Yeah. And they are the maids of honour. Look,
you got about 20 tubs in there full.
I made 3 dozen of them, and as you can see, I'll just take one out. Look, the pastry, spoonful of jam, and then they've got like that. Looks like a woman's doodah. That does.
You just got a dirty mind.
But yeah, that's like a sponge on top. So yeah, they the maids of honour. I've made 3 dozen of them. They look yum. Johnny says she's teasing me, lol. Tracy says save me one. It's unless it specifies melted, then I don't use, you know, like if I'm doing like a cheesecake base and it asks for they need some chocolate icing. No. He's on Tracy's phone. Well, we gathered that, Johnny. So, no, maids of honour don't have chocolate icing. But yeah, I mean, when I talk about maids of honour, I mean, I've made them every Christmas. My mum and I on his PC. Oh dear. No, chocolate don't go with maids of honour. No, that's one thing that you don't put on maids of honour. Because a lot of people have said, well, what exactly is a maid of honour? I said, well, basically, and I've made them for donkey's years, and I always make them at Christmas. Now, I cheated because I bought ready-made short crust pastry because of the amount of baking I got to do. No, mustard, no, definitely not.
No mustard in this.
What's donkey's ears? I don't know. For donkey's years, you know, I've made them as far back as I can remember. That what donkey's years means. Donkey's years. You know, since before I met Chris, I always bake maids of honour at Christmas. My mum used to make them, and I always did. You know, so. Sorry, I thought you said donkey's ears. Hiya, Tina, how are you? So, yeah, I mean, it's like a tradition, if you want to say. I've always made them at Christmas. My mum did too. It's just the way I talk. So yeah, you know, and more often than not, because I do a lot of baking at Christmas. I mean, Chris will vouch for me. I do go over the top. So I bought ready-made short crust pastry. So it's just a case of rolling it out. When I did the mince pies, I just rolled it out, put the mincemeat in, put a lid on, job's a good in. So, he says I'm a seller. But needs must, Wakey, you know what I mean? I'd be there till, you know, this time New Year's Eve if I hadn't bought ready-made pastry. So, but, you know, but, but to my defence, I did make, as well as the mince pies, I made pudding for Sunday lunch as well, so that were all from scratch. So you know, it's just easier for me when I'm when I'm not vlogging anything, or you know, and it's basically just for our consumption, or it's easier for me to buy ready-made pastry. So you know, it's just more for my convenience than anything else. So yeah, you know, I mean, I wouldn't have got half of the things done what I have done if I'd had to start from scratch with pastry. Going down the same slippery slope as those who buy ready-made Yorkshire puddings. Hey, we've got Darwin Drizzle.
Where you been, lad?
So yeah, but yeah, you know, I wanted to get everything done. I wanted to get everything sorted. So basically tomorrow, I ain't got a deal to do. Nothing wrong with ready-made Yorkies. But it's a case of, you know, I'd have still been there baking now if I had to use ready-made pastry. Sweetheart, can you do me a favour?
What's that, lad?
Can you pour me some Coca-Cola out, please?
No.
Oh, yeah, I was going to tell them about Saturday night, baby.
Saturday night? What's happening Saturday
Oh, my
night?
God, there was this girl called Sophia on YouTube. She made a 24-layer tall wedding cake.
24?
Oh, Gordon Bennett.
Well, you know it took her.
So anyway, we got some beer for Saturday night. Well, we got it for Christmas.
Callum.
Yeah. So Chris says to, he says, I think I'll have a Budweiser. Well, they were, on Facebook. And you too, Tina. Merry Christmas to you.
Is she going?
So they were watching match on Saturday. So Chris says, I know, I've not got to go out anywhere. And your son and Chris, thank you very much. So, so Chris says, while we, okie dokie, Bella, she says she's just going to duck dishes. So they sat there watching the match. And
Wait, Bella, get that lazy Baz to do him.
So Chris says, well, while we're watching the match, he says,
What's up with you?
okie dokie then, Amjad.
Is it going?
No, he says he's going to send me a video of that 24-layer wedding cake
Say,
thing.
Bobby,
What?
What's it?
Oh, dear.
What's it? No?
Wow.
Is
That's good.
He's licking his chops.
So anyway, going back to story I was telling, Chris says, oh, I think I'm going to crack a Budweiser open. So he says to Callum, he says, do you want a Budweiser, son? So he says, yeah, go on then. So they both has a Budweiser. So he says to Callum, he says, go and fetch me another one. So he comes back, he bought Chris one and he bought himself another one. So that was two he'd had. So anyway, I think it were half time and Callum needed toilet or something. So he goes in the kitchen and he went, Dad, I'm getting another beer. He says, do you want one while I'm here? So he says, yeah, you can do. He says, I haven't drunk this one yet. And they were a bit, you know, a bit tiddly, let's just say. We were laughing at them, we were. So yeah, it was a little bit tiddly. three Budweisers later, and after the third one, when he says I feel a bit like squiffy, and Chris says, "Well, make that your last, because you're not having no more."
Oh, we got eating on.
So yeah, I've got Coca-Cola as well, Amjad. But yeah, we couldn't stop laughing. Said he felt a bit squiffy. So anyway, your dad was in hospital. I hope he's okay, Tina. So yeah. So when they get up Sunday morning, okay, I'm back and the coffee is brewing. When he gets up Sunday morning, Chris says, "How's your head?" He went, "All right." He says, he expected him going up with an hangover, but he didn't. And then I've bought, Chris had bought a bottle of whiskey. Yeah, well, I always buy the, the no sugar one. Oh, he's ill but very weak. Anyway, Chris bought a bottle of whiskey. So I bought Asda's own mech, and it's called Coconut Bay. Well, in other words, it's like a rip-off of Malibu. It's like rum and coconut. So yeah, so I had the Asda knockoff. It's called Coconut Bay anyway. I've got a nice bottle of Jack with my name on it. So anyway, were it yesterday?
What?
He says to me, "When you opening that bottle of Coconut Bay in the fridge?" So I says, "It's for Christmas, Callum." White rum, yeah. It is. It's like white rum and coconut.
What's he got his mind on?
That's what white rum is. I mean, what Malibu is, you know what I mean?
Rum.
Oh, it's put rum under. Well, it's Tracy, isn't it? Rum. It is white rum
Yeah.
with coconut. So it's basically Asda's own knockoff version of Malibu, but half of the price. So yeah. So then yesterday he turned around and says, "When you're opening that bottle of Coconut Bay in the fridge?" So I went, "It's for Christmas." I says, "Anyway," I says, "that's my bottle. I don't drink, but I always buy a bottle of something for Christmas. And like I usually have Taboo. But I saw this and I thought, Malibu and Coke, that'll do me." It's all right, I can hear Lucy snoring.
No.
It's all right, Lucy's on this arm. It's a wonder you can't hear her. So, hey?
What?
Yeah, but I bet you can hear her snoring, can't you?
Yeah, okay.
It's all right. Her and Tucker had a little bit of a fracas this afternoon. And ever since then, she's been asleep on this arm of my sofa. And all I can hear is she's snoring her head off. I'd turn the camera around, but it's a bit delicate at the moment. I've got it in right position where it's not interfering with the live stream or anything, so I can't really turn it round. But yeah, she's here on the arm and she's snoring her head off. So yeah, so I says, I'm in my other living room because my dad and uncle have their talking business, so to speak. So yeah, so I might have a tipple tomorrow night if Chris decides to go live. But I suppose Callum will be on it like a carb on it and want to taste, being as his sort of, you know, his taste buds have been what do you call it, stimulated.
Yeah.
Yes. It says that it's only because I'm on my phone and now I'm closer. Tracy noticed it earlier on and she said, I've never noticed it before. He's sitting with his mum and his auntie. It's okay, I've got AirPods on. So yeah, now his taste buds has awoken to the taste of alcohol. He wants to try everything. So yeah, he's sort of hankering for me to open this coconut base so we can try some. Hey, he's already tried whiskey when we went to Keith's.
I didn't like it.
It's not too. No, he did like it because you put in some lemonade in though, didn't you?
Neat, though.
But Keith had got some malt whiskey, and he says to Callum, "I'll pour you some. I'll let you try this, Callum." He says, but because it's malt whiskey, he says you don't have anything in it. You see what Will Wake is put.
Don't get caught in the Prince.
Salbert. It's Monday here. It's nearly 5 to 10 in the evening. See you later, Tina. Thank you for dropping in. And oh. It says with lemonade, that's sacrilege. But yeah. Anyway, first were normal whiskey, and he put in some lemonade. Well, you've got to imagine, Gordo, it was first time he'd ever tried whiskey. So Chris says, well, we'll break him in gently, and we'll put some lemonade in it. Now, I quite like that one, same as I say. And then Keith said to him, he says, I want you to try. He says, it's whiskey. He says, but it's a malt whiskey. And anybody knows what malt whiskey is, it's like stood for years on end, like, you know, fermenting or whatever it does. So he says, but this one, Callum, he says you can't have anything in it. He says it's a malt whiskey. Don't put anything in it. So he gave him slightest little tot. Yeah, it's basically paint stripper. Oh, so anyway, he hands it to Callum. He took one sip out on it, and I'm not kidding you, me and Chris were absolutely peeing his pants. He was going, he couldn't get his breath. It like literally took his breath away, and he went, "No, I don't like that one." But that was the malt whiskey. So you know, note to self: just drink normal whiskey with lemonade in. Honestly, me and Chris were absolutely peeing his pants. I've never laughed so much in my whole life. Oh dear. He'll learn. He surely will. Well, you see, because Chris had took some whiskey, I sometimes drink these, what they call Smirnoff Ice. So they come in like a 4-bottle pack. The only thing I will avoid is Pernod. I used to like Pernod, but no, it's too sweet for me now. What's up with him? It would put hairs on his chest. That's Baz. It certainly did, Baz. Oh dear. But anyway, same as I say, I took these Smirnoff Ice with me, and I took 4. So I only ended up with 2 because Callum confiscated other 2, and he loved them. But yeah, just saying, Baz, I bought like a cheap version of Malibu from Asda, and it's called Coconut Bay. but it's like a knockoff a Malibu. So I treated myself to a bottle of that when we went shopping. So basically, he's hankering after a taste of this Coconut Bay. I gave him a couple of snowballs. So yeah, he saw it in the fridge and he went, what when you gonna have some of this? And I went, it's for Christmas, Callum. I says, it ain't Christmas yet. So he's hankering after trying that. Cherry bees. Oh God, my mum used to drink snowballs. I thought they were rank. It's another thing that I don't like because they're too sweet. I mean, I don't like Baileys either because that sort of got whiskey in it, hasn't it? So, but yeah. So as soon as I open this Coconut Bay, I'm sure he'll be there with tongue hanging out. You know what I mean? So, same as I said. I mean, he is 17. It's not as if he's going out drinking. He's drinking in, comfort to his own home. So, he's not doing anything wrong. So, yeah. So I think he's that sort of after trying sort of new things, if you know what I mean. So, Sambuca Black. Ooh. But I've never tried that actually. Sambuca. In Sambuca, isn't that what you pour a light to it? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I've heard of it, but I've never tried it. He didn't have a hangover. Well, he reckons he didn't. When he got up next morning, Chris says to him, he says, have you got a headache? He went, no, I feel fine. Yeah, he says he doesn't have to be 18 to drink legally. Just can't buy it until he's 18. And it's still bleeding, Baz. It's still coming through plaster. This is the second one. Okay, what you need to do is slice up a couple of bananas and saute them in a pan of butter and rum. Put a couple of cups of ice cream in a bowl. Put sauteed bananas and rum. Oh.
Well, that sounds nice.
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds nice.
Does it work with whiskey?
He says, I used to make slow gin. What's slow gin?
I don't know, it must be faster. Must be a bit slower than faster gin.
Mr. P is on fire in the corner. Explain to us what slow gin is, Gordo. I've never heard of that.
Is it like that? Nice.
But yeah, I always buy Asda's own make Coca-Cola and lemonade and all that. It's just as good as branded stuff, in my opinion, anyway. Oh, gin is made from sloe berries. That's answered that question then. So I hadn't got a clue. So, but that's another thing I don't like. I don't like the taste of it. I don't like gin at all. I'll have a brandy and lemonade every now and again. I've never tried. It's just as it's letting burn Jeanette, the fire servicer on strike. But another thing you can do, make homemade red velvet cake when made pour sliced rum. Oh, I've made a red velvet, but you know, I didn't use any alcohol in it, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. Oh, you make it a few months in advance, do you? Oh, never knew that.
Huh?
He says you make it a few months in advance. I says, oh, I never knew that.
It's slow.
But, yeah, so, some as I say, there's not many sort of spirits that I like. I like a brandy and lemonade every now and again. I like taboo, but that's Chris sort of clarifies it as or classifies it, should I say, as an alco pop. Buy me a plane ticket out there and I can make you all these rum. If I could afford it, I would, Joe. You know that. So,
Buy you a dinghy.
oh, tell them about that picture that you took.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Chris were messing about with his camera, and over in his half of the living room, got like a light here and a light over there. Now, I ain't got a shade on mine because it broke, but Chris has got a lampshade on his. Now, he took this picture, but there's like a white line coming down from it, and we can't explain what it is. So, yeah, Joe, if we could afford it, we would. You wouldn't have to pay, you know, any digs or anything, because you can do it with Bacardi vodka. It's more of a liquor type. Oh. So, yeah, you know, I mean, we always say, like, I mean, when Crimson were on about coming over, you know, we've got a spare room. So, yeah, Chris is just going to show you the photograph that he took. Now, can anybody explain what that is?
And there's nothing dangling down from the lampshade. Yes, it's a little bit blurry because I took it with my FD lens. New camera people will be able to know what that is, but what is that coming from the light?
It's like a white line coming from the light.
There's nothing dangling down from it.
A jockstrap. I'll give you 2 guesses.
I bet it's Wakey.
No.
Gordo.
No.
Bloody Johnny Five.
Where's
No.
Wakey in?
Oh, bloody Bella.
Yeah. Just put it on there.
Is Wakey in?
Yes, it's
I'm just put LMO
Oh,
Bella. But yeah, it was just messing about with the camera. He took, you know, a picture of the lampshade, and then when he were looking at it, and he went, look at this, and it's like a white line. And we have no idea what it is. I mean, could it be a reflection from the light, from the bulb? I don't know.
Thank you.
So, we don't know what it is. So,
who knows?
no, some as I say.
It looks like a burst when the light of your flash. Flash wasn't on.
It said flash wasn't on. Wakey says, hey up, Callum.
Who?
Wakey.
Hello, Wakey. How are you?
That's a spook.
But yeah, we don't know what it is. Some as I say, Chris says flash. He didn't use the flash or anything. He just pointed his camera and took the picture. Oh, tell him about what happened as well.
What?
When you were in kitchen.
Oh, and everything went flying off and thing.
Yeah. Well, I was doing my baking and everything, and I just got some of the maids of honour out the oven, and I've got like a glass what do you call it, pie dish on top, and Chris were there with me, because I think, yeah, when you showed me that picture, it were actually came in the kitchen to show me that picture. Anyway, I'm rolling pastry out. Chris has sort of at the other side near the sink, and all of a sudden everything come flying off at top of cooker. There were a wok, what I'd put on top of the cooker, and this like glass, not a souffle dish, like a, I don't know what you'd call it.
Yeah, Lucy's on there.
The Gordo said he'd need pick to work it out. But yeah, all of a sudden, none of us were near it, and all of a sudden, everything come flying off at top of cooker. But Chris had actually come in kitchen to me to show me this picture. And I were rolling pastry out. It were a reflection of his Prince Albert.
Bloody massive then.
Callum's looking bemused. I don't think he knows what a Prince Albert is. It's when you've got your didgeridoo pierced. That's called a Prince Albert, Callum.
I think I know what it means.
Yeah. I can't stop laughing at Bella's guest jockstrap. I never knew that.
See you in the morning.
So yeah,
Good night, everybody.
it were. Callum says good night, everyone. It's like a glass, like a flan dish.
See you in the morning. Sandwich.
Same as I say, it were on top, you know, like on the Baz says night, mate.
Good night, Baz.
It's like a glass flan dish, and I got my wok on top of the, you know, like the
Grill.
yeah, the grill thing. Johnny 5, night, Callum. Wakey says night, Callum.
Good night, Johnny and Wakey.
Wakey, wakey, wakey!
Wakey, rise and shine.
Amjad says good night, Callum, as
Good
well.
night, Amjad.
So Bella says night, darling.
Good night, brother.
You'll be here till midnight at this rate, saying good night to everybody. As Tracy says night, lol.
We can't get through to Lucy's one.
So you know, same as I say, Chris came in the kitchen to show me this picture, and then all of a sudden, it's 10:10 at night, Joe.
Yeah.
So
I know he's gone out.
he says, "Don't forget John Boy."
Don't shout to him, just come out.
Oh dear.
Look at his tail.
So yes, there's been strange occurrences. So what did you say when everything? It didn't break it. Funny thing is, it didn't break it, and it's a glass. You know.
I told the ghost off, did I? I told him not to do it again because it really cost us some money.
So yeah. So Chris says, you know, he says you can stop doing that. He says, and I hope you can hear me. And you know, he says if that had have broke, he says that had have cost me some more money. Wakey says a poltergeist.
Metal fish is in.
So I am Metal Fish. How are you?
I wonder if
So yeah, so you know it's
I've got a joke.
Oh God.
Well,
it's the ghost of Chris's bank manager telling him to stop buying lenses. Well, this latest one, Bella, I bought him for Christmas.
Mum,
What?
I've got a joke.
Oh, Gordon Bennett. God help us.
I wonder if there's a metal fish over there.
Oh, Gordon Bennett. What, we wakey?
You're gonna wake up to see. the metal
If you guess Metal Fish, he's not very good at telling jokes. So anyway, same as I say, nothing else has happened since. He says sounds like you need to call in the ghost hunters. But you see, before we moved in here, there was an elderly gentleman. But he didn't actually die in the house. He died in hospital. Well, so they told us. They said he died in hospital. So, I don't know. Could it be my mum trying to tell me something? I don't know.
Stop bloody baking.
You know, I says to Chris, I says it could have been my mum saying, well, he can't bake maids of honour without me. You know, that's something we used to do, you know, bring in a medium. So, but, you know, there's a, hey, we've got Steve in as well.
I'll do Steve out.
Or an average. Bad, I just left your place. Baz. Who's Metal Fish TV then?
I've no idea.
You see what Bella put? Yeah, ask it next time where my bloody cup is. Oh. Yeah, so same as I said, you know, it's funny that Chris was showing me this photograph of the thing coming down from it's the best magnet fisherman in the world.
Oh, there you go then.
So yeah, so same as I say, Chris came in the kitchen to show me this picture, and he says, just have a look at this picture. This white light coming down from you know, lampshade, and then that happened. Everything just come flying off at top of cooker. So ask Steve then. I'm just as, oh my God, I am going to say jockstrap a lot now, all thanks to Bella's guest. Can't shut up laughing. But yeah, you know, it's weird goings on, let's just say.
Well, she keeps on looking up in there downstairs.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I mean, they say cats can sense these sort of things, but Lucy's got a thing where she sits and she's like looking up all the while, like she sees something, you know, and she just sits there staring into space, you know what I mean, like looking up all the time. But I'm just put Bella, you're amazing on. It'll be nearly bedtime for work tomorrow. They are keeping me out of mischief. I'm glad somebody is. Oh dear. So, yeah, you know, I mean, it's. Are you ready for Christmas? Is everybody ready for Christmas? I mean, I've did all the baking and everything today and yesterday to get everything out of the way. So, you know, I could take it easy tomorrow. But same as I say, we were supposed to be going up to his mum's today. Chris were waiting for this this lens thing to come. So he says to his mum, he rung his mum and he says, well, I'm just waiting for a parcel being delivered. So yeah. I forgot what I was saying now. Oh yeah, he rung his mum and said, we're just waiting for this parcel to come. Knowing our luck, we'll go out, we'll come to yours, and then, you know, have a card saying that they've delivered it. So we waited in all day. I think it was about tea time, weren't it, when it come? So we're going to there tomorrow to deliver the presents and cards, but his mum says leave it till tomorrow afternoon, which is all right because Chris has just got to go to chemist for my, you
lingerie.
know, lingerie. My sexy compression socks.
Have to do a catwalk down.
Chris says, I'm going to wrap them up and put a big bow on and make you think it's something expensive. Oh. Oh, I know I'm a poor country boy when I drink my coffee from a mason jar. Oh dear. No wrong with that.
No.
No wrong with that at all. Don't forget Chris in bed by 10 tomorrow night or Mr. Santa will not turn up. I've got to wrap it yet, Baz. It did eventually come. And he ordered it via eBay from the British Art Foundation. So I've just got to wrap it now. He did take it out, made sure it fit on the camera and everything, but I have resealed it back up. So I did buy it him as a Christmas present, and we went to Own Bargains yesterday, so I says to Chris, I says, you see, what wake you going to pick up your combination National Health fetish items. Oh, dear me. Oh, dear. How long have I been using the CPAP? It's about 7 years. About 7 years. I think it was 2012 when I first had a CPAP machine. I've had several. I've got the Rolls Royce version now. Boss still C4. It's iPhone 11 now, D, behind the times.
11 now?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're on to iPhone 11 now. So it shows you how far you're behind the times. Made by BMW. But yeah, same as I say, we were in Own Bargains yesterday, and I says to Chris, I says, I'm going to get you some links, like a gift set, just in case this lens didn't come. So at least he got something to open from me, you know what I mean? I've used mine for about 1.5 years. Then my tongue broke out. I had to stop using it. Oh, I've never had nothing like that. Oh. I'll be dive bomb before 6 a.m. Thank you for coming in, Bella.
Yeah, see you later, Bella.
Thank you.
Bella.
Merry Christmas, Bella.
I won't be live tomorrow, Bella.
Yeah, Chris says he might go live tomorrow evening, so
Depends how drunk you get.
I'm going to get. Yeah, see you, Thomas. Thank you. And it's your turn next. I'm showing him my finger. It's your turn next. Oh, he says get him some karate. So yeah, so I bought him like this Lynx gift set, but it's not like your standard size thing. It's an extra large, so the bigger. It's a shower gel and a body spray, weren't it?
Yeah.
So they're bigger than high karate, lol. So I says to Chris, I says, well, I'll get you that just in case this lens didn't come. Because I were having visions of him sat there, Johnny No Mates, on Christmas Day, not having nothing to open. So I bought him some, as I say, this, you know, like gift set. So at least he got something to open from me. Because he went to pick mine up yesterday. Callum's got his. I'll tell you a secret. Chris has been down to get his new Sheffield United top today. Shh. Yeah. Chris is on about going live, Joe. Because obviously my days was Monday, Wednesday and Friday, but Chris says he might go live tomorrow. So that was the last minute thing that we got to get, and Chris has been down and got it today. So we're going to wait a bit, and then once he don't know about it. So once the live stream's over, and we Sheffield, them that's in 5th place, Baz. 5th. So yeah, Tell them about that bloke that's put that bet on.
A bloke that put a bet on for £200 for Sheffield United to come in the top 5, and his return is £20,000.
£20,000.
200. Was it £20,000? £20,000. £200.
Yeah.
£20,200.
Johnny says, "Are you coming on camera with Chris?" I might do. Yeah.
I might let her.
So yeah, this bloke. Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Well,
that makes a change.
Real Joe says he can hardly hear him. Well, I'll repeat what he said. Like, Chris's team is Sheffield United. Now, they got promoted to the Premiership last year. Now, they were all slating them and saying, oh, you know, they'll go straight back down, they'll be relegated. Oh, it's still Tracy, is it? I'm getting confused here now. Don't take much to confuse me. So anyway, Sheffield United got promoted last time. And everybody, you know, pundits and everybody said, oh, you know, there'll be one at teams that go down. There were 3 teams got promoted, and that were Aston Villa, Norwich and Sheffield United. Now, Norwich and Aston Villa are in the relegation zone, but Sheffield United are up in 5th place. Now, this guy has put a £200 bet on that Sheffield United are going to end the season in top 5, and if it happens, if he wins this bet, he's gonna win 20 grand.
20 grand
for a £200 bet. Well, you see, Tracy's got an account and Johnny's got an account. Now, Tracy came in on Johnny's because the room that Johnny's got his PC, Tracy goes to have a smoke. But then Johnny came in on Tracy's on her phone, if you understand that. So Tracy were on Johnny's and Johnny were on Tracy's. If that makes sense, Amjad. He's got it now. If you go live tomorrow, you ought to bring people up on your live so I can join. Well, yes, I'm as I say. Hey, we've got Kate in.
Yeah, I know Kate.
Not that Kate, the Azi's Kate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Jesus, my brain is hurting. I've cut my finger, Kate. I've nearly sliced the end of my finger off. I've been baking, and I made mince pies yesterday, which I told you in Azi's live stream last night. I made 3 dozen Passes put the ambulance thing. I made 3 dozen maids of honour today, and I've made apple turnovers. Oh, we both got our own PC, and just how Jeanette said, I'm So anyway, I was doing the apples, and it's like you put brown sugar in it, cinnamon and butter, and it's like you caramelize the apples. So I've got one of these like single hob things, what you put on worktop. It's easy for my baking vlogs. So I got that, and I was caramelizing this apples. Anyway, I took, because you got to like put it on one side to let it cool down before you did the pastry bit. So I turned the hob thing off and I unplugged it, and I lifted it up to put it on the floor, because I always put it on the floor to cool down a bit, and I've sliced my finger open. And Merry Christmas to you too, Kate.
Yes, Happy Christmas, Kate.
Yeah, I've just said the baking was the last thing that I've got to do. It's all done now. I'm not doing any more. So I hate to run, but I'm getting hungry. Yeah, I will do. Yeah, I will do.
That'll be about 8 or 9 o'clock, Joey.
Yeah, probably be about 9ish because
Yeah.
8 o'clock's too early. So yeah, I'll message you on Messenger tomorrow when when it goes live. So yeah, so everything's done now. I've made 2 dozen mince pies. I've made 3 dozen maids of honour. No, I didn't make any lemon drizzle bars. I says to Chris, I says, I will make, because I still haven't made Chris any lemon drizzle yet. I think about 9 o'clock probably, Amjad. See you later, Joe. Thank you for coming in. 8 is too early. So yeah, roughly about 9 o'clock. He says, I love mince pies. Well, I did them yesterday and I made 2 dozen. I've made the maids of honour and the apple turnovers today. What's the maids? Oh, God almighty. I've already explained this once, Richard.
Google it.
Yeah, a maid of honour. He's even bought them in to show. Go and get them again, sweetheart. Anyway, it's a pastry tart, like a jam tart, a teaspoon of jam, and then topped with sponge. So that's a maid of honour. And it goes back... So, yeah, we've only got one present, and that's because Chris only went and fetched it today. He says, I see. So, yeah, it's a pastry tart case, like a jam tart, a spoonful of jam, and then you put like a sponge mix on top. So, yeah. So that's the maids of honour. And I've always made them. I only make them at Christmas. Poor love, but they do look nice. Yeah, and I've sliced my finger off nearly. Chris thought he was going to have to take me to A&E because it's quite a deep cut as well. And this is second plaster, and as you can see, the blood's still coming through. So, yes, and Chris put a post. I'd even got Mrs. Santa. My Santa apron on. So I was going all festive for the festive baking. So the final thing that I made was the apple turnovers, and I thought, sod it, that's it now. I ain't doing no more. Like Chris's tea is refusing to go and fetch them, Baz. Okay then, Richard. Is it your last shift tomorrow?
See you later, Richard.
No, it was too cold to be naked underneath. Oh dear. He says, yeah, it's his last shift. But yeah, but you see, I'm your typical baker. When I bake, I get flour everywhere. I get icing sugar everywhere. It all goes down me. I'm not sort of like one of these that never get a drop of flour on them. I'm cut off his privileges. But yeah, wear a cagoule. Or one of them like waterproof poncho things. But yeah, this Santa Claus like apron, it fits where it touches, and I kept sort of like, if I were turning round, I get my boob stuck in it. It fits where it touches it basically, but it did the job. It covered me and stopped. Here I go laughing again. Cut some holes in a bin. So yeah, it did the job. I didn't have all flour all over me, but it was one of these where it only just covered its front bit, but it's, how can I put it? It might sound a bit. It's down below where it's quite wide at bottom, So basically, it stopped all my jogging bottoms from getting covered in flour and whatever. It did the job, but it fitted where it touched basically. And every sort of like, if I turned round, it'd go with me, if you know what I mean. But I have seen on Amazon like these professional like chef aprons, and I keep saying to Chris, I'm going to have to. I keep saying to Chris, I'm going to have to get one of these like professional like chef aprons, because you know they've got all pockets and everything, and you know what I mean. So but that's sort of something for future. That one will do me for now. It did the job anyway. So but I bought it donkeys years ago. That I must have had it at least 2 or 3 years. See, need some more dynamic camera angles for these baking. Cheeky. Well, I'm not exactly flat-chested. Let's put it that way. I'm not exactly flat-chested. So if I turn to one side to, like, let's say, put something in bowl, the blooming thing all went... the blooming thing all went with me, if you know what I mean. Good thinking, Batman. But yeah, you know, it didn't stay where it were. It went with me. Oh dear. Oh dear. But no, too cold to go do the naked chef thing. Well, you would think overhead shots, wouldn't you? Putting a boob in the bowl must be a big bowl. Cheeky monkey. Oh dear. My eyes is watery. I'm laughing that much. Oh dear. But yeah. But it's the same as I say, it's one of them things, it fits where it touches, and basically, but it did the job I needed it for. It just needs washing now. Well, you've heard the saying, baked with love. You know, exactly, I do exactly what it says on the tin. I bake with love. My eye has just stopped watering. I can't seem to stop mine, and I take antihistamine every day. So yeah. Oh. Well, Chris has bought me a new laptop, right? So I were looking, well, I weren't, it sort of just come up in my like newsfeed thing. And it's like oh yeah. It's like a female version of a nose trimmer, but it's into nose trimmer. It's one for your eyebrows. Now, I've had one of these, like, it's like a little mini trimmer, and you know, like if you've got a bit of stubble on your chin or
Everybody knows that.
So anyway, it's like a mini trimmer, but I do my eyebrows and everything with it. You know, like sometimes you get a little bit of, you know, odd hair, you know, I'm getting on a bit, so you know, I've started growing a beard and a tash. Well, anyway, I was trimming my eyebrows one day, and all of a sudden, this top bit, this trimmer bit, just flung off, and I couldn't find it. So yeah, it's not Johnny, it's Tracy. So it's a JML Wonder Brow something or other, and it's got like a rose gold tip, like a especially for your eyebrows, but it's also got a light so you can see what you're doing if you're like me, as blind as a bat without your glasses. Wonderbrow. Wonderbrow.
I thought I'd put that in before waking us.
Yeah. So anyway, so I mentioned about this. I says, oh, I says, you know, they only like 20 quid. So he's been out and bought me one of them as well. I can do my eyebrows proper now. Oh yeah, so as I say, it's wrapped up, Kate. I said I've shown it you, but the 1999 and the JML, and it's called Wonderbrow, and it's specifically for your eyebrows, and it's like got. Hang on a minute. It's all right. Callum shavers down here up floor. It's like got a very minute one of them right on the tip, and it's made with like that rose gold, I think, but on the thing it's like got a light, so when you're doing your eyebrows you can actually see what you know. Chris, are you wearing your Wonderbra again? So when I go live on, I think next time I'll be going live it might be Boxing Day, I don't know yet. I'll probably, you know, show it everybody then. So yeah, I mean, do a review. Yeah, well, I could do, I suppose. Same as I say, used to make me laugh when women plucked out all their eyebrows and then drew them back on. They all had that surprised look, freaky. But yeah, same as I say, since my other one broke, I haven't been able to find other part to it, so I don't know where it flung to. But anyway, it flung into wild blue yonder, never to be seen again. So I hadn't been able to do my eyebrows. Yeah, I think so, Amjad. Same as I say, with mine being Monday, Wednesday and Friday, obviously it's Christmas Day on Wednesday, so Chris is on about going live tomorrow night, so I might do like Thursday and Friday, because my StreamYard renews on the 26th, which obviously it's Boxing Day, so I might go live Boxing Day to make up for Wednesday, if you get me meaning. So so I'll probably go live Wednesday and Thursday and Friday as well. So yeah, I'll do a review if you want, Kate. I'll, you know, but you know, it's basically same as I said. It's similar to what a bloke has a nose trimmer, but it's for women's eyebrows. You know what I mean? So you know, I've not seen one used or anything. It's just that I've same as I say, I saw it advertised and I said to Chris, oh, I won't mind one of them. It's just a case of bish bash bosh and you've done your eyebrows, isn't it? You know what I mean? So you know, us the things us women go through to make ourselves look beautiful. That's all I'm saying. You know, it's all right. I've had a thing come through on Messenger and it's bugging me, but yeah, same as I say, it's got like a light as well. So and it's even got a light. If you're like me, as blind as a bat, and you're like when you try to do your eyebrows, you've got your glasses on under your nose, like going like this, trying to do your eyebrows, and I can't see damn all without my glasses. Just sipping on Pepsi Max to calm me down. Well, you should know by now, Amjad, that you know, the chat does take an expected turn.
This is tame.
You know, every now and again. So, you know, same as I say, you couldn't script it really. Some of the things that you know, discussions that we get onto, jock straps and all, and dildos and. He woke up, Lucy. This is nothing Amjad once we get going. Yeah, I'll blame Chris Baz as well. So yeah, this is pretty tame, you know, compared to some discussions that we've had. So yeah, we all set now. My baking's done. Cat woke up when you said dildo. Oh dear. Well, pardon me. That's 'cause, yeah. It's a joint effort, Kate. I peel the potatoes and everything. We have roast potatoes as well, so I cut up potatoes up. I've got pigs in blankets. I'm gonna do some stuffing. I normally do the stuffing because I make stuffing balls, so it's a joint effort really. Chris carves it all up and serves it all out and everything, so it's a joint effort, let's just say. And I haven't made a pudding. We don't have Christmas pud, so I bought like a chocolate sponge. So well, Chris likes Christmas pudding, but I can't see point in buying two different, you know. With the stuffing, do you use sausage meat? No, I just use a packet stuffing mix. I add water. I leave it to, you know, soak cold water up and everything, and then just roll it into balls. So, you know, like when we have a Sunday dinner, we just have roast potatoes, veg, potatoes, Yorkshire pudding, and then obviously either chicken or pork. But with it being Christmas Day, we're gonna go, you know, Olog and have karate back again. So basically, we're gonna have pigs in blankets, stuffing, roast potatoes, mashed potatoes, veg, Yorkshire puddings, and obviously we buy a turkey crown. So then there's no sort of wastage and, you know, no bones and everything. So, no. Because, see, we're on a bit of a, well, I can't say health kick, but I bought some of that spray. Yeah, that spray. And it's called 1 Cal or something. Oh, rib of beef for us.
Ooh.
So it's sort of, it's a bit more healthy than, you know, because it's like a spray and you just basically use what you need. So, but I do like boil the roasties first, soften them up a bit, and then I put them on a baking sheet and spray. It's something like that. I think it's called 1 Cal or something. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, it's like a spray. Now, I tried using it when I did the mince pies yesterday. And a few of them stuck. So I thought, right. So basically, when I did the Maids of Honour today, I used my pastry brush and I used butter. Fine. You know, didn't have no non-sticking or anything. So I tried, you know, it didn't do the trick that I wanted it to. So I reverted back to like greasing them with butter. So yeah, I mean, I bought Astazone Mech spray, but this was actually cheaper than Astazone. Get a silicon baking tray. Well, yeah, I suppose I could, but some as I say, the I've got two, and they're like 12 old. They're like muffin tins, you know what I mean? They're a bit deeper than your normal, you know, tart tins or whatever. They're a bit deeper. I tell you what else I bought yesterday. You sprinkle an OXO on them. We see Chris likes them because they're soft in the middle, but when you spray them with this spray, it makes them have that crispy arter, if you know what I mean. Anyway, we went to Home Bargains yesterday, and I bought these fancy like cupcake things, and they're pink. So I bought them, and they've got some Jane Asher crumble mix. So I says to Chris, says, well, I'll take a packet of this. I said, and then like if I'm in a rush, like to make something for, you know, the pudding for Sunday lunch, I could just chuck some fruit in a dish, sprinkle this on top on it, and jobs are good in. You know what I mean? It's like a thing for convenience more than anything else. You know what I mean? And it was quite a big packet, and it was Jane Asher. Jane Asher, because they got Jane Asher sponge mix, Jane Asher like dumpling mix. They got like all different mixes. And I says, oh, I mean, I might never use it, but it's there in cupboard if, you know, if we're in a rush or if I've not got much time. You know, it's there for convenience more than anything. I haven't got you your wooden dildo yet.
No coffee, Malvia?
Yes, please. My auntie uses the baking stuff by Jane Asher from Poundland. We have the containers, piping bags. You see, I ordered a thing not so long back, and it's got... it's like comes in a plastic container, and it's got 3 different sized piping bags. It's got like 100 nozzles, are all, you know, different shapes and sizes and whatever. So basically I've got everything there in one thing, you know what I mean? It's anyway, so same as I say, we went in Home Bargains, and I saw this Wakey says 6 sugars, Pixie. Don't stir it though. I like it. I don't like it sweet. So yeah, and I think I ordered it off of Amazon, I think. But it comes in like its own like little plastic container with like a snap-on lid, and it's like got these like little plastic section things where, like, you know, you've got like star nozzles, you've got like normal, like straight nozzles as I call them, but in different categories of you know, size, if you know what I mean. So but it's got like these little petitions that you put in it, so you can like basically sort through your nozzles. These are all my star nozzles, these are all my straight nozzles, and anything in between, if you know what I mean. And then there's like a plastic like cuff thing, and then like something else that you screw onto it, that you actually screw onto the piping bag. So it's like the whole caboodle all in one thing. I trade Jane Asher's cake pop kit from Poundland, the mould and the sticks. Oh my God, they were rubbish. We threw them in the bin. My auntie does not like making them. But you see, they got all that sort of thing in Home Bargains yesterday. But I was only interested in this. I got
my coffee, Wakey. There you go, lad.
I were only interested in the crumble thing, and I thought, well, if ever I'm pushed for time, or if we're going out anyway, and I need to make something in a hurry, I've always got either raspberries, blueberries, or apples, so I could, make a fruit crumble, apple crumble, or whatever. Piss splatter. I could chuck something together quite quickly. And that's the whole point of me buying it is, if I'm pushed for time anytime, it's there, I've got it, when I can chuck together a crumble in a matter of minutes. So it's basically more for convenience than anything else. So, but you see, that's one thing that, okay then, Baz, you have
Christmas.
yes, you have a nice Christmas too. He's going to get some sleep before grandkids arrive in the morning. But yeah, it's same as I say, in them sort of situations, I saw it and I thought, crumble mix, it's quite a big packet. That'll do me. It's sort of like there in cupboard. Should I need it? Should I need to make something in a hurry? Same as I say, it's more for my convenience than anything else. So, yeah, that's one thing that I've not tried. Somehow, right, they don't really take me fancy, you know what I mean? It's... by the time you've been to the shop and back. Well, you see, this is why I saw it, I picked it up and I thought, well, I've always got it in cupboard if, if it is, it's more for my convenience than anything else. Yeah, it's not a hassle to make a crumble mix up, but if there comes a situation where I'm pushed for time or we're going out somewhere and I don't get a chance to make it on a Saturday, because I always like to make it on a Saturday, so we've got a pudding ready for Sunday. If there comes a situation where something happens on Saturday or we're going out somewhere on the Saturday and I don't have time to make one, it's there in the cupboard and I can throw it together the next morning. Well, that's it. Same as I say, it's more for my convenience than anything else. Knowing that it's there, I've always got fruit in freezer. So, if I need it in a hurry. Because the cake pops, you mix crumbled cake and icing and make them into balls. That's so hard. It takes forever. That's why we give up and don't make them anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's something, these cake pops, that have never really took me fancy. I mean, if I'm going to make anything, it should be like homemade fudge or homemade truffles or things like that. You know what I mean? If I were to make something similar, it'd be like homemade truffles or homemade like fudge. Now, I downloaded a recipe quite a while ago, and it's like cupcakes, but they're like chocolate cupcakes. Then you put like I don't know whether it's a buttercream icing or a cheese, cream cheese frosting, but you have to wait for it to set, and then you dip it in chocolate. But you've got to wait for this icing or whatever to set. But it's, I forgot what it's called now. I can't look because I'm on my phone anyway. So it's some chocolate dipped cupcakes or something like that. but they are actually chocolate sausage surprise in a calmer way. And Piccalilli is absolutely rank. It looks like something cat spewed up or come out at other end. God, it's horrible. But you see, there's one thing that Chris... hey, we've got Ray Ray! Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you and Amy, whoever it is.
or Amy and Ray Ray.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just on about baking stuff. Hot Melinda Paranormal. Hiya. How are you?
Hello. Melinda.
Hot Melinda. Just going to take a look at your channel because you're new here, and if I'm not Hairy Xmas from Jeanette. Oh dear. So if I'm not supporting you, I will. I'm not supporting you, so you've got another supporter from Jeanette Pickering. So when it finally loads up. Yeah, so there you go. You've got another supporter from me. Only weird people. Ray her channel is Explorers, mine is Explorer. Oh. So it is Ray.
Oh, it is Ray. There you go then.
So yes, please smash that snowflakes buttons with care and love. Yeah, same as I say, I've supported you. You're new to the stream, and okay then.
See you later, Amjad.
Yeah, thank you for coming in, Amjad.
I need little boy's room.
He says, have you seen my camel? Good night, Amjad, and take care.
Yeah, see you later, Amjad.
And Merry Christmas, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.
Bye.
So yeah. I've lost my mojo again now. I keep doing that. So yeah, same as I say, these cake pops is not really my thing. If I were going to make anything, I'd make fudge or I'd make truffles or whatever. But yeah, I am considering doing, like in the new year, these the cupcakes, but you dip them in chocolate. So he says, I thought Pixie were looking a bit sheepish. Oh dear. Did you nearly fall off, Lucy? I think she was nodding off, and all of a sudden she went and nearly fell off her arm. If you're wondering what I'm talking about the cat. She's on the arm. So she had a little bit of a spat with one of his other cats earlier on, and she's been like keeping a distance. Wonder if you can deep fry cupcakes. I don't know. the deep. I'm going to say they deep fry everything else. I mean, you know, here in the UK, they've been known to deep fry Mars bars. So, you know, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. Ring Glasgow up and ask. But yeah, you know, I mean, there is some weird and wonderful things go off in the UK. You know, they went through a craze where they were deep frying Mars bars, and they're actually selling them in our chip shops, weren't they? So, yeah. You know, some as I say, I've never actually tried it, so I don't know. But you never know. You know, never say never, as I say. I've got an itch on my foot now. Carnivals deep fry everything. Well, same as I say, they went through a craze here in the UK where they were deep frying Mars bars. So, I mean, and that's chocolate bar. So, myself, I can't, I can't say that it it tickles me taste buds because I won't fancy eating a deep fried Mars bar. So, but as I say, each to their own and whatever floats your boat sort of thing. But it's not something that, takes my fancy. I like my Mars bars just the way they are. So, no deep frying for me. So, well, I've been going 2 hours. So, I'm back, Sunday. She didn't half make me jump. Marianne Faithful had her own twist on deep frying Mars bars. Wow. But yeah, if you were wondering, that were Lucy sneezing about myself. She made me jump. Poor Lucy, eh? She's settling back down now. Now she's sneezed. Well, what I'm going to do, guys, I've been going over 2 hours. It's gone 11 o'clock here. So I'll bid you good night. I want to thank everybody for... Let's go to Walmart. Much love, everyone. Thank you for coming in, every single one of you. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for their support throughout 2019. I do appreciate, if it weren't for you coming into my live streams, I wouldn't still be doing it. So I do appreciate every single one of you. And I wish you all the best. I wish you a Merry Christmas and all the best for 2019. We're in 2019 now. All the best for 2020. And so Chris will be live tomorrow night. Possibly. And I'll probably be live again on Thursday. So I'll bid you all good night and I'll see you all Thursday. Bye.
Bye. That as the